Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
A new storm has formed in season number 4. It's a grand national tour that ends near the California shores. Home track heroes take on big league talent. OGs return while fresh meat joins the fold. In a competition where fortune only rewards the bold. So who's willing to knock off a few doors? It's about who wants it more in 2024.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
Sean Bellamy, a third-time winner. Ryan Truex gets it done. Clapper goes 3-1 and passes several cars. Foley comes out of the final corner to win.
Jordan Durasic will win this race.
Here they come across the line. Your race winner is going to be Matt Cherry.
See, in the end, nobody really cares where you got your start. The only thing that matters is where you finish.
He looks to go around the outside, ducks to the inside. It's going to be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona as they cross the line. Robert Walton wins at Daytona. Well, after another exciting week of Thunderclap racing action, we are back once again to the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated. We continue our trip across the West Coast as we head to Phoenix Raceway here tonight as the NASCAR Xfinity cars will head to the track here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Taylor Burris along with Nick Stein, our producer, the great Austin Derbyshire. And Nick, well, we're here in Rattlesnake Country once again, ready to do battle with the Xfinity cars after turning right and left deep in the heart of Texas. It's time to get ourselves ready to go back to turning left only.
Yes, sir. Back in the diamond of the desert here at Phoenix Raceway. Always been a crowd favorite here at the Phoenix Raceway, and honestly been one of my personal favorite ovals as well recently, as this track is just so much fun. I love racing here. This track really hasn't been that kind to me in terms of the races I've done here, but I still love it. This track has always been fun, like I said, and it's been reconfigured 2 or 3 times in its history, and it's gotten better every reconfiguration, I think. So I hope they decide to keep this one for a while, because it is just such a fun place to race at.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look here at Google Earth, there you see this beautiful 1-mile oval. Of course, brand new reconfiguration that happened a couple of years ago, where it now hosts the NASCAR season finale. And there you see here, as we work our way around, it's just a lot of different changes. There you see the dog leg right there, right as you come across the start-finish line, where we will see one thing happening, and that's chaos when they come across that start-finish line here at Phoenix before they head off over into turns 1 and 2, that flat turn 1 and 2, where we could see a lot of great passing opportunities, but still a lot of things that will happen as we look high above Rattlesnake Hill.
Just such a beautiful track here, and you know, the keys to winning at this beautiful track is, firstly, you gotta save the rear tires here. That is the most important thing these guys are gonna have to deal with. It's just saving those rear tires. Even though this is gonna be going into the night, it's still gonna be really tricky to keep the rears on these cars, especially in the Xfinity series. And then secondly, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I mean, you really can't go too wrong with the strategy here. I mean, there's really not any other strategy you can do other than running it out all the way on these tires. So there's not really any reason to try any different strategies here tonight. And then lastly, you cannot be afraid to dive bomb, especially into turn 1. We learned that one when B Open was here a few weeks ago. We saw that dive bombs, especially into turns 1 and 2, were really prevalent, and they were working and sticking as well. So don't be afraid to dive bomb. And you know, if you do those 3 things and keep the car clean, of course, you should have a pretty good night here.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're going to look forward to a lot of great racing action here tonight. Qualifying had just wrapped up. We'll give you your starting lineup momentarily, but first, it's time to make our picks here tonight. And For me, you know what? I'm going to go with someone who's been on a little bit of a good run here. He's driving that Rebel Racing Toyota Supra, Mr. Sean Bounty. He's going to come home with a checker flag.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the guy starting right behind him, Ryan Truex, in that 56 machine. Same make and model, and he seems to have a pretty fast car tonight, and he qualified third tonight, so right behind Sean Bounty. I think he's going to have a good one. And, of course, our producer, Darby, decided to be a follower, not a leader, and he chose Ryan Truex as well.
Absolutely here. And of course, we want to hear what your pick is for tonight's win. Make sure to mention it in the chat here tonight. And we want to thank all of you tuning in here live on Grid Vision as we get set to go racing. Of course, the race details for tonight's racing action is 150 laps. 35 laps is on stage 1, 75 for stage 2, and then we'll wrap it up at lap 150. But the weather, well, it's definitely here in the desert, but a little bit cooler right now. Around springtime is what we expect these temperatures to be. Currently about 79 degrees, winds coming out of the southwest at 1 mile an hour. So not too crazy. The track temperature though, 85 degrees, so might get a little bit slick as we progress our way through, but one thing we definitely don't have to worry about, unlike for those of you who raced at Sebring this past weekend, no rain in sight.
Yeah, I had the misfortune of starting the Sebring 12 hours in a complete downpour, and it was not fun. That first 2 hours of that race were not fun because it was just straight downpour for the first 2 hours. Not fun at all.
I guess that's a good way for you to realize, oh, we now have rain on iRacing now, is get a mid downpour right as soon as the race started, as the lights are on, and Fred, the pace car driver, will lead these drivers here tonight, so we'll give him a second, but it's time to give you your starting lineup for tonight's racing action here at Phoenix Raceway. As cars start to line up here at the track, let's go ahead and give you that starting lineup. It's going to be Jordan Durasic on the inside row alongside Sean Bounty in second place. Moving on to row 2 will be Ryan Truex and Brandon Slow. Row 3 will see Reed Foley and Matt Garrett, followed by Chase Lee and Andrew Olazewski in row number 4. Rounding out your top 10 is last week's winner at Circuit of the Americas, Matt Hoyland, and Mr. Bo Condon rounds out your top 10.
Figures the 1 week I don't choose Bo Condon, he qualifies good. Anyway, starting in 11th place tonight is going to be Tristan Bruce with Greg McConey in 12th position, fittingly enough, in the 12 car. Gregory Sheps is going to be starting in 13th position with Todd Lee in 14th. Number 15 going to go to Dominique Cahart with 16th place, belonging to Brandon Schumann. 17th place tonight, Tommy Allen with Matt Cherry in 18th position. And starting off 19th position tonight is going to be Anthony Burleson. And rounding out your top 20, the other Truex, Tyler Truex, starting 20th position tonight.
Starting in 21st position will be Chase Albright. Alongside him will be Nicholas Tomlinson in row 11. Row 12 will see Robert Walton and Greg Veal. In 25th and 26th, row 13, Mr. Bobby Grant and Robert Colgan. And 27th and 28th will be Josh Koner and Justin Clapper. Starting at P29 is Matthew Montgomery. Alongside him will be Matt Holmes. And then, of course, rounding out your field, 31st and 32nd, Damian Neeson and Christopher Tate. And riding shotgun, Noah Rainwater and Ryan Zunk. It will be in 34th position, riding shotgun in tonight's field.
These guys making that slow crawl to that restart zone here to start this one. Always such a tenuous time here.
Absolutely here, as we can work your way through around the circuit. It's time to get set, ready to go racing. As we got one more lap, because pretty much Fred, the pace car driver, was already ready to let them turn loose here. So they're going to get one more pace lap before we turn them loose again. So Fred will come back out, lead them around at least one more time. So Nick, these drivers need to settle in. The night time is the right time. What are we going to be expecting to see here on this opening lap?
Well, we're only really used to seeing night racing in the Xfinity series as the season finale at Phoenix. I mean, the first Phoenix race is usually a day race, so not only is that going to be something to play into factor, I think these guys are going to have a little bit of an adjustment period, getting used to the grip levels, because, like I said, you're not really used to these levels of grip at night compared to the day. So, and of course, that was when practice and qualifying was during the day. So these guys are going to have a little bit of an adjustment period here, getting used to all the grip they're going to have.
Absolutely, as the field works their way around the circuit, and we will get the green flag presented by Pine Gulf Racing. A little bit of a checkup further back in the field, but we're already clean and green. Everyone trying to sort themselves up around the circuit, but it's going to be Jordan Durasic who will lead the charge with Bounty diving it down to the inside of the racetrack as they come their way through.
That's going to be one of the things we're going to see here tonight. That outside line in turns 1 and 2 is already a caution on the racetrack, but what I was trying to get at is that outside line is actually going to be kind of powerful here coming off of 1 and 2. Not so much in 3 and 4, but you could really make it work up next to the wall. As it looks like we're getting a pretty good wreck here.
Yeah, we got ourselves a hefty one right here. That's the 9 machine of Matthew Montgomery, who will loop it around severe damage to both the nose and the rear end of that Chevrolet Camaro as he will take it behind the wall. Safe to say his night will be done.
Looking at the replay here, this looks like kind of a miscommunication getting into the corner a little bit further ahead. A car spins, and nowhere to go. Wow.
There was other issues involved in that one. Matt Holmes also involved with this one. I saw, if we can get another replay of that, the 26 machine of Greg Veal also, and appeared out of nowhere, actually.
Yeah, this all started ahead. Yeah, right up here. Greg Veal just, I guess, not realizing he had a car to the inside and set off a chain reaction that took a couple of good cars out of this thing.
Yeah, as the conspicuous caution comes out, I'm pretty sure race officials will be having a word with Greg regarding that situation here, as he will come down pit road.
Doesn't sound like race control is too happy with that, but looks like pretty much everyone else got through that unscathed. I think Matt Holmes was the only other one that got any sort of damage from that, so he should bring it down pit road, get all that stuff fixed, and should be good to go here, because it didn't look like that 5 car had too much damage.
Absolutely, as he will rejoin the circuit. Matt Holmes will continue on his way here as they work their way through. But our first caution here tonight.
It's always the bad part about cautions here at Phoenix. Just not really much to talk about. Cautions here are very, very boring.
Yes, but the good news is they can go by pretty quickly, though.
That is true, but they're still trying to get all that sorted out from that first incident, so this can be a little bit longer of a caution here. They ended up having to give Bobby Grant an EOL, I believe, because he was the cause of that wreck. I think, I don't know.
Making contact possibly with Greg Veal, causing that chain reaction and chaos to ensue on the opening lap.
That would be my guess.
Of course, we got a couple of people pulling for the number 8 machine of Andrew Olazuski of Lizette Montez. So keep it up for those of you who are pulling for your favorite driver, and we'll make sure to give them a mention and a shout out during tonight's race. Of course, for Andrew, had a pretty good season so far for him, looking to see if he can continue his way further up the standings. Keep an eye on that driver, as Andrew Olazuski currently sits P9 right now in tonight's event.
Yeah, that's one thing about Andrew Olazuski. He starts off a little bit slow in these races, starts at the lower end of the top 10, but somehow by the end of it always ends up within the grasp of a top 5. So he likes to play that long game, and it looks like that's what he's setting up to do here tonight as well.
Seems to be the case, as we're going to double them up here and get ready to go back green flag racing once again tonight. As Fred, the pace car driver, will make that hard left turn down onto pit road, and then the drivers have to pretty much work their way through half of the entire track in order before they get to the restart zone. Working their way down. Go ahead.
I was going to say, also another bad part about Phoenix is these long waits for the green flag.
Yes, indeed. I mean, you got to go all the way down the entire back straightaway through the middle of turn 3 and 4 before you even enter into the restart zone. As they come through the middle of turn 3 and 4, there is the TLC restart zone. Green flag is out, presented by Pine Gulf Racing, and we're back at it once again here as they come through the dogleg. Sean Bounty checks out on the field with Ryan Truex hot on his heels. Jurassic goes to the top side. How about Reed Foley in the mix? He'll move up to P4.
Reed Foley got a little bit loose there mid-corner. He's going to lose a couple of positions, especially as I believe that's Brandon Slow that got around him as well, as that outside line really does fire off to start these races. But quickly, we're going to see everything go towards the bottom, and we're already starting to see that as everyone has single-filed out, trying to make that yellow line work.
There you see the grid vision car of Chase Leahy. He's sitting inside the top 10 at the moment in 8th position in his Ford Mustang as he tried to look to the inside of Matt Hoyland, your winner from last week at Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, Matt Hoyland, of course, that dominating performance last week. He's trying to back it up this week by coming out here and trying to pick up a few more good points here and hopefully get himself a little bit higher up into that point standing. But it's like this is our proverbial hornet's nest here, as it looks like most of our fighting is here for this 7th or 8th position.
And there you see Bo Condon. He started inside the top 10, dropped back a couple of spots. He's now battling with Tyler Truex as well as another Texas native, Christopher Tate, driving the Longhorns machine as they head off into turn 3 and 4.
Horns down. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I mean, they are doing pretty good in the NCAA tournament right now.
They only made it to the round of 32. They got knocked out in the round of 32.
Well, better than certain other teams, I have to say. But,
Now.
By the way, how's your bracket doing as we ride on board with Chase Leahy? Busted.
I plead the 5th.
I have to agree with that one, as Sean Bounty and Ryan Truex going to have a nice spirited battle for the race lead, as we got side by side between Hoyland and Leahy as they try to go work their way through the middle of turn 1 and 2. Hoyland really getting that outside lane going as, Chase almost made contact with him as they come out of turn number 2.
And that could have been a big wreck. You and I both know that if there's a spinner on this backstretch, it can go from a slight little half spin to absolute chaos in the span of about 10 feet. So, we got a spinner off of 4.
Gregory Shepsis loops it around in the 27 machine. He's able to make no contact, but the Pine Gulf Thrustmaster Ford Mustang will bring out the Connors Cure yellow flag once again. Let's take a look and see what happened here to the 27 of Gregory Shepsis.
Wasn't Gregory Shepsis, I think.
27 did loop around. We'll try one more time here with our replay. So it's in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Off turn number 4. Christopher Tate. He hooked him.
Horns
Down
down.
indeed.
Aha.
Hey, I'm not a Texas fan in any way, so
Thank you.
I'm
I was debating whether I could work with you anymore if you were a UT fan.
No, I'm more of a UNC fan.
Even worse.
Well, you know what? As our producer is saying,
Who?
exactly, Fraser University. I have no clue what that is. Apparently it's the only Canadian team in the NCAA.
I had no clue there was a Canadian team in the NCAA, I won't lie.
Well, as the old saying goes, the more you know. So 13 laps up on the board right now for our drivers. The Sean Bounty, Ryan Truex, your top 2. Jurassic, Slow, and Foley round out your top 5 here for the moment, as the Connors Cure yellow flag is out once again. Well, we got a special deal coming out here with our partners at Pine Gulf for a special event that's going to be happening later on in the 2024 Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC. And let's take a look to see what they have in store for Pine Gulf and Thunderclap.
Introducing the Pine Golf Drive for Cash, presented by Pine Golf Apparel and Golf Gear, the newest affordable option in swag, uniforms, and accessories. Starting with a qualifier at Michigan, 4 drivers will go head-to-head over a 4-week period. The highest finisher of the quartet in each event wins a $50 cash prize and automatically qualifies for the next round. The next 3 highest finishers, classified as full-time drivers, qualify for the following round until the final event on May 1st. The first round will take place on April 10th for the Gen 4 throwback event at Old Texas Motor Speedway, followed by round 2 and 3 at Talladega and Dover before concluding at Homestead. We're taking golf from the green to the pavement, 4 drivers, swinging for a hole in 1 cash money victory, and the respect of being a Pine Golf Drive for Cash winner.
Really cool deal that Pine Golf and the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC have in store for us throughout the month of April. And, of course, these drivers are definitely going to be hungry for a chance to win some cash here in the next month.
Yeah, really good opportunity there to, as you said, of course, win some cash. And, you know, who doesn't like extra money? I know I do.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't want a little extra cash in their pocket as they get themselves set, ready to go racing? 15 laps are on the board out of 150. Remember, stage 1 ends at lap 35, so just about halfway through stage 1 as the sun sets here in Phoenix, Arizona. As they work their way down the back straightaway, getting ready to start, it's 2 Toyotas who will lead them to the green flag, followed by 2 Chevrolets in row number 2 as they work their way through into the TLC restart zone with the Pine Golf green flag in hand. It's time to turn them loose once again, and there they go. Sean Bounty, a great jump on the field as he pulls away, heading off into turn 1.
I was just getting ready to say it's a battle of the 2 race picks up front, but it looks like Jordan Durasic's going to get the better of Truex unless Truex does what he's doing now, but sends it around the outside there. Looks like that, yeah, like I said, that outside fires off really good on these restarts, but after that, it's not really useful that much. So, once again, a battle of the 2 race picks here between Sean Bounty and Ryan Truex up at the front.
And with that, the Connor Skewer caution comes out once again. Trying to see who might have caused that. Bobby Grant is slow in the back of the field, but his car seems to be pretty clean. I'll have to get a look here at the replay. Oh, yes, Bobby Grant did get looped around. It
looks like just getting in a little bit too deep, maybe a little bit of a revenge story from that first caution there. It was just a little half spin and got it back going once again.
Gathers it back up and will continue on his way for the Tito's and Mountain Dew machine. And, ooh, there's the contact. As the sheriff, of course, of race control, none other than, of course, the Mr. Justin White is warning the drivers, you know, hey, if you bring out 2 cautions, you are done. Doesn't matter if it's a self-spin or you got helped. If you cause those 2 cautions, you are done for the night. Oh, they are. So apparently, for every green flag lap that is run, there will be $1 donated to Connor's Cure, which is, I have to say, a pretty great deal. I mean, if you think about it, Connor's Cure is by far a great charity organization benefiting the fight against pediatric cancer, and it's the official charity for the 2024 Thunderclap season. Thunderclap has tag teamed with the members of Mania Club to raise $40,000 by WrestleMania 40, which is in just about a week or so. And with your help, you can continue to fund carefully vetted, cutting-edge, life-saving research for children wrestling with pediatric cancer. Head to v.org/Mania Club to support and donate to Connor's Cure and join the fight against pediatric cancer today. So we thank you who are working on that, and hopefully we'll have to keep a counter of how many green flag laps have ran so far since we started this race. I think we're not even at 10 right now.
Yeah, we have had, what, 3 cautions, 20 laps? Yeah, we're at 7 or 8, I think.
Well, hopefully we can try to raise some more money. Maybe if we let these drivers know, hey, someone's willing to donate $1 for every green flag lap run. Let's see if they decide, hey, let's have someone spend some money tonight. So as they work their way down the back straightaway here, the lights should be off on the pace car as we will get set to go racing here. It's going to be a 15-lap dash to the end of stage number 1, hopefully, if we keep it clean and green.
I believe we're going to have one more pace lap here as these guys had to get lined up once again. I think I had a little bit of issues there in the back trying to get everyone set and ready to go.
You good, Nick?
No, I'm not. There's another
Alright.
moment of I am so glad Darby can't say anything over the air.
Oh, maybe, who knows? One day we might have producer Darby commentate a Grid
That
Vision,
would be
a Grid
sad.
Vision after dark.
Okay, if it's after dark, then yeah, that would be good.
Well, as Fred, of course, the pace car driver, hashtag bring back Benny, takes the hard left turn down onto pit road. It's going to be Sean Bounty and Ryan Truex who will lead them into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. As Barney the Flagman will have the Pine Gulf green flag in hand as they enter into the zone. Great jump and a little bit of a checkup right there between the top two as Sean does pull away. Truex, though, has to deal with a hard charge of Jurassic for the second spot as they head off into turn 1 and 2.
Truex gets clear of Jurassic, though, crucially through 1 and 2 there. Now he's going to set his sights on Sean Bounty once again as he's got a little bit of a gap to make up here. Looking about 0.2 of a second between Truex and Bounty, so a little bit of work for that 56 machine, but he's got a car to do it right now as he is, I believe he is actually faster than the 35 of Bounty.
Yeah, he's just a tick quicker, though, as they work their way across the start-finish line now. As they work their way through, keeping an eye on the competition. A couple of drivers starting to work their way up through the field, but Bounty was about a 10th faster than Ryan Truex last time by, as they're the only two drivers inside the 27-second bracket as they work their way off into turn 3 and 4.
Truex is really aggressive into the corner, but Bounty really has that pace off of the corner as Truex with a 27.354 there. I believe that is almost on pace with what they were setting in qualifying as he was about 0.2 of a second quicker than Sean Bounty. Actually, I lied. It was about 0.07 of a second quicker than the 35.
Certainly was the case here as we ride on board with Ryan Truex trying to hunt down Sean Bounty as they come out of turn number 4. Gets a great run out of turn 4, but can't quite close the gap. It's about a car length separating your top two.
About 100th of a second between the two times there for Truex and Bounty. Truex, though, gets a pretty good run through the middle of the corner there, but Bounty just able to get on the gas a little bit earlier than the 56 of Truex. And now this battle once again going to go down into that heavy braking zone at turn number 3. And it looks like Bounty has the advantage right now in terms of pace. But, you know, who knows? Truex may have that long run card compared to Bounty.
Certainly seems to be the case here as a couple of drivers are now breaking into the top 10 as we watch this battle for the race lead. Matt Cherry moves up into P10 as we watch a battle inside the top 7 as Chase Leahy, Reed Foley, and Tristan Bruce battling it out as, of course, Mr. Chandler Smith talking about, of course, the great Tristan Bruce trying to break further into the top 5.
Going back up to this battle for the lead, and so wouldn't Ryan Truex have an infinite advantage over Sean Bounty here, considering that I believe one of his wins in the Xfinity Series was here at Phoenix?
I don't know if he's won an Xfinity race at Phoenix. He did win an Xfinity race at Dover, his only career win at Dover, or at Phoenix in the Xfinity Series, as he takes over the race lead.
I was gonna say, I feel like he's won a NASCAR Series race here at Phoenix.
Might have been
before.
ARCA.
maybe Arca. I think that's what I'm thinking of. And I don't know why. I just feel like I remember seeing him doing burnouts here at Phoenix.
So we'll keep an eye on that number 56 Toyota Supra as he now takes over the race lead with a few laps left to go in stage number 1. Reed Foley working his way up into the top 5 as he's trying to get around the 6 of Jordan Durasic here, and now can't find the opening. Stays tucked up behind Durasic for the moment as he looks and shows the nose. How about almost going 3 wide as they come out of 4?
You know, Reed Foley has really been a big surprise this season because, I mean, you remember back to the first race of the season at Daytona, he was involved in, like, I believe it was 3 wrecks at Daytona in the Cup car, and he just did not have a rough race or a good race, and it looked like he was on course for a rough season. But you know, he's put together a couple of solid races, and I believe he's pulled a couple of top 5s out of it too. So big time surprise for the 15 of Reed Foley.
After Daytona, he's become Mr. Consistency for the most part as he tries to hold on to a top 10 finish just about every race since Daytona. As we pick up Andrew Olszewski sitting in 13th position as he battles with Greg McConey, as we pick up Matt Hoyland, who's hunting down the Texas native as he hits the wall off turn number 2. Close call there for him as he works his way around, trying to get around Christopher Tate as McConey dives into the inside of Olszewski for the 13th spot. Can't quite clear him, though, as they cross the line. 4 laps left to go in stage 1.
It's an all-out battle here. These guys trying to get closer to the stage points. Of course, stage points only. Oh, man, McConey up into the aid of Olszewski there. As they make a little bit of contact through the corner. They both keep it straight. Oh, man, that's Christopher Tate really loose off of the corner there. Almost looping it there off of turn number 2, but keeps it straight and somehow keeps it out of that inside wall.
Everyone just trying to hold on here for these couple of laps left in stage 1 as Tate goes right down to the inside wall, gathers it up and passes Hoyland for the position at the moment.
Almost offset 3 wide here between these guys as they're still battling it out further back. I believe that is... catch who that is. That is Todd Lee and the 21 of Tristan Bruce side by side as they were offset 3 wide with Chase Leahy there. And now coming up to, oh, I thought I saw a car spinning off of turn number 4 there, but coming up to 3 laps to go here in stage number 1.
Watching on board here with Leahy as he tries to hold on and maybe get a top 5 finish here in stage number 1 as he tries to find the opening around Foley. Can't quite do it. Doesn't get the best of run off turn 2 as Tristan Bruce stays tucked up behind in his Chevrolet.
Tristan Bruce is going to need to make the move here soon if he wants any shot at stage points here, as you see Reed Foley now looking to the inside of Jordan Durasic there in that 6 car, but Durasic gets a really good run off the corner and Foley not able to do anything there. Now he's going to take it all the way up into that outside line, try to get a good run off and maybe have a chance at an attack on Durasic here on this last lap of stage 1.
He's going to go side by side as they work their way down the back straightaway, but up at the front, it's going to be Ryan Truex who will, by the looks of it, next time by, take the stage win. He's got to make it through this lap here in order to try to secure the stage points. Matt Cherry holds the 10th spot as Sean Boundy tries to power his way through to get another good run at him. Off of turn 2, down the back straightaway, they are closing in on lap traffic as they head over to turn 3 and 4. But for Ryan Truex, his run and a chance to once again have a good finish. He's coming up out of turn number 4. He will win stage number 1 here tonight at Phoenix Raceway. Then it's going to be Sean Boundy, Brandon Slow, Matt Garrett, Durasic, Foley, Bruce, Leahy, Todd Lee, and Matt Cherry will gain the final stage point in tonight's race as the Connors Cure yellow flag comes out once again for the end of stage number 1. With that, we're going to take our first commercial break, but when we come back, we'll give you the pit stops and the restart for stage number 2 here. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated live on GridVision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
People ready to ride.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you a evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We can save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated, live from the virtual Phoenix Raceway. Taylor Burris here along with Nick Stein and our producer Austin Derbyshire, as we have just completed stage 1 for tonight's racing action. Now it's time for stage 2. Tyler Truex, Robert Colgan, Gregory Shepsis, Justin Clapper, by the looks of things, decided to stay out for this stage. So interesting strategy call possibly for our drivers, as they've been out there for about 40 to 20 laps, 40 laps for Tyler Truex. So those tires, I hope he took good care of them.
I was going to say, we really didn't have too long of a green flag run at the end of stage 1 there. I think it was at most 15 laps. So if you really took care of the tires, it really shouldn't be an issue. You should be able to hold off for about, hopefully about 10, 15, maybe even 20 laps if you really saved well. But knowing how quickly Sean Bounty and Ryan Truex like to throw hands at each other, for lack of a better word, bit of an interesting call, I won't lie.
Tyler Truex pulling a Colton Herta like what we saw for the $500,000 challenge at Thermal.
Which, by the way, was the dumbest event IndyCar has ever done.
We'll see what happens here, as Tyler Truex will lead them into the TLC restart zone as the Pine Golf green flag is in the hands of Barney the Flagman, and we are back at it. How about the jump, though, for Tyler Truex with those old tires as he starts to pull away, but here comes the cavalry. 4-5 wide through the dogleg as they head off into turn 1. Shepsis will move up to P2.
Oh, Robert Colgan getting a little bit tight there through turns 1 and 2, going all the way up into that third line there. Keeps it straight and keeps it going, though, but Ryan Truex crucially puts a couple of cars between him and Sean Bounty. This is going to allow him to pull a pretty good lead once he gets past these old tire runners here, as Truex is already starting to gain in on Shepsis and his cousin Tyler Truex.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, for Bounty and the driver of Jordan Jurassic, they're stuck in a hornet's nest of slower traffic as they try to get around Colgan as quickly as possible, but to no avail right now. They're side by side as they come off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Brandon Slow also there in the mix as he tries to go around the outside of Colgan, and Bounty sends it in deep to try to clear him off of turn number 4. Not quite yet as the two Toyotas do battle.
Bounty, though, should get clear by the entry of turn 1 here, if not through turn 1. Is actually, no, Colgan holding on pretty well on these older tires here. About 22 or 23 green flag laps on the 94 of Colgan's tires compared to about 3 or 4 for Sean Bounty. So surprising to see Robert Colgan holding on so well on these older tires, older rubber here. And he's actually squeezing Sean Bounty. He's not making it easy for this 35 to pass him, and that's really going to hurt Sean Bounty in this long run here. Should we get one to end stage 2 here, as he's going to have to really deal with a tighter race car considering how tight he seems to be getting under that 94 of Colgan.
He is really trying to hold on here for dear life as Colgan does battle with him. How about Justin Clapper inside the top 5 with him some strategy call and staying right up to the back bumper of Ryan Truex. It's a Chevrolet, a Ford, and a Toyota, your top 3. Then Clapper Chevrolet right there behind in 4th position as they come barreling down through the dogleg off into turn 1. But Clapper in that number 63 machine putting on a stellar run after being towards the back half of the field in the opening stage.
Yeah, Bounty looks like he's burned his tires off just a little bit here to start this run, as now Reed Foley has gotten past Sean Bounty. So now Foley making a move on the 94 of Colgan. It looks like he's not going to have much trouble, or as much trouble as Sean Bounty did. Either that or Foley's just getting his elbows out a little bit more aggressively than Bounty wanted to this early into the race. As side by side, this is for 5th position between Foley and Colgan, and it looks like Foley's going to get that move done pretty easily.
Yeah, Foley will do it, but here comes Colgan back on the inside lane, side by side for the 5th spot as they come out of turn number 2, and Colgan tries to show the nose to the inside. Can't quite do it, as Foley will now clear him into turn 3 and 4. Bounty trying to watch onto the catbird seat with Slow and Garrett right there in the mix, as McConey in the Purdue machine tries to get a run, as there's a little bit of college rivalries between Purdue and Texas.
Surprising to see Purdue still in March Madness. You know, it's not like them to be this late into the tournament, but you know, I'm just kidding. Don't hate
I'm getting ready to say
our side was on the back straightaway.
Greg Veal gets sent down to the inside lane. No caution. We're going to keep it clean and green for the moment, but heavy damage to the Moosehead Chevrolet.
Big time hit there, as I believe he hit dead on the right front there, and that definitely gave him some some left front damage there. So we'll look at this replay here. This is an aggressive hit.
Oh, got side checked right there by, who was that? Could have been Todd Lee or Brandon Schumann. I believe it might have been the 52 machine of Brandon Schumann who might have made that big hit right there for him. As we take another look at the replay, there's the 24 machine as they get a big checkup and go 3 and 4 wide across the dog leg.
Things definitely got interesting there. Big time checkup that was needed for what happened there on the backstretch, but it looks like everyone got through clean and green, and still racing here is now Ryan Truex looking to pass Gregory Shepsis here for the lead, as Tyler Truex really seems to be falling off right now big time.
Well, he's about 2/10 off the pace of your top 2 at the moment, but running around the same lap times as everybody else here. So we'll see how this all plays out, as Shepsis in the Pine Gulf Ford is going to hold off the Supra of Truex for the moment. And that's Ryan Truex, of course. He's got both of them, though, right there hot on his heels. It's Clapper and Foley closing in.
I think Shepsis is on a bit fresher tires compared to everyone else who stayed out under that last caution, because you remember he was in one of our early cautions there, and he did have to take tires, I believe, for one of those spins. So he has, I think right now, sitting at about 25 laps on those tires compared to about 35 for everybody else that stayed out. But right now he seems to have a little bit of handling issues, as he's really having to ride that yellow line to get the car to rotate, which is causing it to over-rotate, especially in 3 and 4.
As they work their way through, we got a couple of people shouting out to the number 19 of Matthew Garrett, currently sitting in the 10th position, as Colgan and Foley battle along with Clapper and Truex, as Tyler Truex will hold on for the moment. As there you see behind Foley and Colgan side by side for that 5th position. Colgan's going to move Foley up the track a little bit, and that's a little bit too close for comfort, as Bounty right there in the catbird seat. He's going to take them 3 wide as they come out of turn 2.
3 wide here into 1 and 2 is the 0-2 of Brandon Slow. He sends it to the inside of Reed Foley in that 15 machine. He gets himself a position. Now he's going to be on the attack of the 35 of Sean Bounty down the back straightaway, but Bounty going to get a good run off of turn number 2. And look at this. The 12 of Greg McConey making a move on Brandon Slow. It looks like our Hornet's Nest is firing up once again here for around the 7th, 8th, 9th position here, as it looks like this is where all of our battling is going to be here tonight.
Everyone trying to just jockey around for position. That dive bumming that you talked about, Nick, they're not afraid to do that. And they're certainly showcasing that here tonight as they come off of turn number 2. Go single file except for Matt Garrett and Reed Foley. Garrett's going to send it in deep to get around Reed Foley for that 10th position as they come out of turn number 4.
Yeah, it looks like things are starting to calm down a little bit. I had a car on the wall for just a moment there off of 4, but everyone seems to keep it going here. There's Jordan Jurassic in the wall there. Got him slowed down a little bit. Now he's got Matt Garrett looking to his inside off of turn number 2, but Jurassic gets the run off of 2, and it's going to leave Matt Garrett nowhere to go, as right in front of Jurassic, Greg McConey makes a move on Sean Bounty, and Bounty really seems to be struggling on these tires right now.
Seems to be. He can't find the grip that he needs in order to get the runs he wants off corner exit. As McConey will go around the outside, Durasic's going to follow suit, run right up against that outside wall, which we've been seeing a lot of here recently. And you know, people are saying, you know, Phoenix is not a good racetrack. You know, I say give it a little time with certain things, but we're seeing some really good racing in and amongst the mid-pack here. Drivers using different lanes around the circuit, drivers going to the very top against the wall, diving against the bottom of the racetrack. It provides some good racing, and I think with these Xfinity cars, it provides it very well.
Yeah, Phoenix is a good track. I do think. I was going back to an earlier point you made. Oh, big wreck on the back straightaway. Oh, man, that was a car upside down for a moment.
Well, the big one happens, collecting Chase Albright, Bo Condon, Todd Lee, and multiple other drivers, as we'll get a look at the replay here, but a tough break.
Look at this replay here. This is after the wreck had already happened, and
Matt
it was a 4-car wreck.
Matt Hoyland nearly bit the dust right there, as Todd Lee and Albright. Yep, there's the contact.
Was involved in this as well. Anthony Burleson. There's Bo Condon coming in really late.
Ryan Zunk, and then there you saw Matt Hoyland nearly biting the dust right there.
I was just getting ready to mention how this stage was a complete stark opposite from what we saw on stage 1. We were on a pretty long green flag run there, encroaching on 30 laps there. And then that caution decided to come out, but you know, these guys definitely having a good green flag run there is going to start to weed out those guys, I think, that decided to stay out under that stage break, and be interested to see if Shepsis decides to stay out here, seeing as he has similar pace and actually is a little bit faster than the 56 of Ryan Truex right now.
Well, pits are open this time by, and there you see a lot of drivers inside the top 10 choosing not to pit, trying to maybe save some tires, save a little bit, and wait till the end of the stage break, which will be happening in about 15 laps here. So we'll see how this all plays out.
I was going to say, Shepsis does decide to stay out here, and I don't think he pit under that stage break, but I'm pretty sure. Here, let me do a little bit of research here and see when the last time he pit was.
As Tyler Truex will finally come down to the pit road for the first time here tonight. He's been out on almost 60 lap old tires, so he will finally come down and get his car serviced. Missing his pit box, actually.
Surprising to see Tyler Truex stay out that long, and you know, he had a little bit of pace on those tires, but just wasn't able to keep up with what these guys who pit under the stage break were able to do. I believe he fell down to, I think, just outside the top 10 there before that caution. So, actually, no, he was still in the top 5. What am I saying?
Yep, was inside the top 5 for a majority of that run. He decided to come down pit road to probably top off with fuel.
I believe he did take tires. Yeah, he did. He did take tires.
So we'll see how this all plays out here. They're going to get the 1 to go signal this time by, I believe. As we will have just under 15 laps left to go in stage number 2. With the Connors Cure caution. Of course, tonight's broadcast, as the lights go out on the pace car, is brought to you by none other than TLC. TLC is the premier service provider for lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, and drainage solutions in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Transform your home into a showcase in just one day with a new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, energy-efficient outdoor lighting, or the healthiest backyard in the business. A little lawn goes a long way with TLC. Head to tlcincorporated.com for more information. As the pace car makes the hard left turn down onto pit road, they make the long run before they get to the restart zone. And we'll see how this all plays out. Can Shepsis hold on for a little bit longer to get some much valuable stage point? How about Colgan right there in the mix as well, and Clapper as they enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. The Pine Golf green flag is in the air. We're back racing at Phoenix.
Shepsis gets a really good jump there off that restart, and that allows Justin Clapper to get alongside the 56 of Truex, but Truex sends it deep around the outside there. He's going to get a pretty good run off the corner and most likely be on the attack of the 27, and he will be off of turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It looks like Ryan Truex is already clear of the 27 of Shepsis, and now Justin Clapper attacking Shepsis off of turn number 4 here. He wants some valuable stage points in that 63 cam.
How about the run of Justin Clapper here? He had a good run at the beginning of stage 2, and he's looking for more as he tries to go around the outside of Shepsis for second place as they go side by side off turn number 2. Colgan right there in the mix. How about Brandon Slow? We saw him in the top 10 for the first stage, and now has worked his way into the top 5 with Matt Cherry hot on his heels.
Couple names we really haven't seen at the top 5 here or battling around the top 5. Look at this, Greg McConey's up here. Want some stage points here as he's making a push in that Purdue-themed machine. Brandon Slow now making moves, going left and right, dicing everything up here, trying to make some positions. Further back, Sean Bounty, 3 wide on the top with Christopher Tate and Chase Leahy. He's going to make that stick, and he's going to be up into the top 10 and getting some valuable stage points in that 35.
Little too close. RG Bargy indeed coming too close for comfort between McConey and Robert Colgan, but they keep it clean and green. 3 wide as Bounty goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Through the middle of turn 1 and 2 they go. Bounty stays tucked up against that yellow line as Matt Cherry and the RL production machine tries to get a good run off corner exit. Loses a few spots as Ryan Truex is saying, see you later, alligator. 0.6 of a second ahead of Justin Clapper.
I'll tell you what, Bounty took tires onto that caution. He's gaining a ton of time right now, and it looks like before this stage is over, he'll be up fighting with Ryan Truex for this stage win purely because of how fresh tires he has. There's about 35 laps he had on those tires, and he is taking these guys to town right now, taking their lunch money and everything.
He really is as he tries to get to the inside of Brandon Slow for position. This is the battle for P4, and he'll send it in deep. How about that? A squeeze right there, and he will complete the pass. Now has Shepsis on his outside as they go 3 wide through the dogleg, but Bounty will get the spot, move him up to P3.
Yeah, definitely on fresh tires. He's gone from 15th to 3rd in 3 laps. That's 35 has a Shepsis a little bit loose in the back. And Bounty's going to get clear of Justin Clapper, and now he's got a sight set on his former foe from stage 1 in Ryan Truex. Doing everything he can to gain as much time as he can and give that little bit less of breathing room to Ryan Truex every corner.
As he's closing the gap, it's now under 0.4 of a second now. Last time by, a 27.48 to a 28.2. Here comes the Rebel Racing Toyota of Sean Bounty. He is now all over the back bumper of that number 56 Toyota as they head down into turn 3 and 4. Bounty goes to top, Truex to the bottom. Bounty's diamonding the corner, off corner exit, and now we'll dive it down to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side for the race lead as Bounty tries to secure a spot at the front of the field.
Sean Bounty going to make the move on the 56 of Ryan Truex into the corner. Now here comes Tristan Bruce as well. He wants a piece of these stage points and maybe wants to give Sean Bounty a fight for the stage win here as Bruce is going to get clear of Ryan Truex and now sets his sights on the 35 of Sean Bounty as they head into turn 3. Bruce sends it deep on the brakes, makes up a little bit of time there through the middle of the corner and actually gets a semi-decent run off the corner and is now within striking distance of the 35 of Sean Bounty as these guys hit 6 laps to go here in stage number 2.
How about this as we see Tristan Bruce here trying to get a good run and looking to be one of the favorites here for tonight's racing action as he is right in the mix. Sean Bounty starting to pull away as we go further back. The Purdue driver of Greg McConey tries to send it into the inside of Jurassic as Clapper and Tate make contact. No, that's Burleson right there who is getting a big help from Tate as they come across the line.
Burleson was involved in that last caution. I do believe that big wreck we had on the backstretch, and he's up here dicing for the top 10 in that 79 machine. What a run from him is further up. You got Robert Colgan, and I believe that is Brandon Slow there side by side for position as they're chasing down the 63 of Clapper, and we got a caution on the racetrack.
Caution is out once again, and I believe it had something to do with a hard contact of Matt Garrett in the MTV number 19. Tough break for him, as apparently him and Greg McConey might have had some issues there.
Yeah, Garrett's missing a front bumper. Look at this replay here. This is coming off of turn number 2. Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go, really, for either of those guys.
Oh, Lazuski involved in this one.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
There's that hard contact you were talking about.
Yeah, Tomlinson, I believe Chase Albright involved in this one. Tough break for the two drivers who basically were just minding their own business, but unfortunately get collected in this.
Oh, interestingly enough, we got a few people coming down pit road here, led by Jordan Durasic, but another look at this replay here. This is on board cockpit cam, I believe. Is this Albright? Tomlinson. This is Nicholas Tomlinson. Apologies there, but oh man, nowhere to go for Tomlinson.
It's a tough break right here, as Tomlinson will have to probably utilize the fast repair along with Matt Garrett. For sure, definitely Matt Garrett will need to utilize his fast repair tonight. As the question is going to be, do we end this stage under caution or not? That's going to be the big question right here, I think.
No, I believe the caution came out before these guys took 4 laps to go for the stage, so it should be a 1-lap shootout for the stage win here. So that puts the advantage towards Tristan Bruce, who can send a quick little dive bomb to the inside of the 35 of Sean Boundy, or it could give that advantage to Ryan Truex, who could get a really good restart and maybe get a chance at sweeping the stages here tonight.
Keep an eye on this to see how this all plays out. Race officials could actually possibly even extend the caution and just end it right here under caution too.
Actually, it looks like this will end under caution, I think, because we're at 2 laps to go now and the lights are still on. So looks like this stage should end under caution, which, interestingly enough, unsure as to why not anyone decided to pit here, seeing as it will be the end of the stage.
And it is kind of a little bit interesting here. So we'll see how this all plays out. If race of Garrett will get the EOL penalty.
Yeah, it looks like this will end the stage here, as that's lap 75 right there, and lights just went out.
So we're trying to get word from race control, so stand by for that. So we'll get word from race control whether they will continue racing after the green flag comes out, or will we just have a 1 lap and then bring the caution back out? So
Looks like they're gonna turn them loose.
No, from what the race official said, they will bring the caution out once everyone crosses the line. So they will cross the line here to bring the green flag out, and then we'll see if the caution comes back out, which it does for the end of stage number 2. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will see how the pit stops and the remaining of this race as we head into stage 3, as Sean Boundy is your stage 1 winner here tonight at Phoenix. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated live on Grid Vision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
People ready to rock.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids, be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Well, thank you very much there, Bob, as we are back here for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated, live from the virtual Phoenix Raceway, as we are now in stage number 3. So it's now just a dash to the finish, as we are now on lap 79 of 150 laps left to go. It's been an exciting one here tonight, but now we'll see how this strategy plays out here for this stage of the race. It's going to be Boundy and Tristan Bruce, Christopher Tate, Jordan Durasic, Matt Cherry, Chase Leahy. Then, of course, it's going to be the driver of Tyler Truex in 7th, Matt Holmes, Matthew Montgomery, and Bo Condon, your top 10.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of drivers earlier tonight, and these guys were talking about how they were able to do 80 laps on the tires, so I do believe this should be a straight run to the finish. If it does go green, so it's really going to come down to a tire and fuel management race here if it does go green, as I mentioned. But with the way things have gone tonight, I would expect at least a couple of more cautions before this thing is over.
Absolutely. As Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down onto pit road, and they work their way over through the restart zone presented by TLC Incorporated. As it's going to be Boundy and Tristan Bruce, your two front runners here. As Mr. Newkirk saying a big shout out to the DNQ and MPM drivers. As they enter into the TLC restart zone, the Pine Golf green flag is in the air. We're back racing here once again at Phoenix for the final stage. 80 laps on the board as they make the rush over to turn 1.
Yeah, we're starting to see that disadvantage of not pitting under that quick caution we had before that run to the that quick little run to the finish of the stage there, as Tyler Truex and the likes that were up front. Oh, wrecking in the back. Bo Condon, Matt Garrett's around. I think Ryan Truex is involved as well. A huge wreck here on the straightaway. A track blocker.
Well, they say the big ones happen at Daytona, Talladega, and Atlanta. Well, they happen here quite often, too, at Phoenix.
My goodness, that was a massive wreck.
Absolutely here, as that was going to be one we're definitely going to have to take a look at.
There was a lot of different things happening here all at once. This was originally started when Bo Condon and Matt Garrett got together here off of turn number 2. Looks like Condon got the wall. Oh no, he just got loose off the corner, and then it was just pinball between everybody else and just everyone piling in.
Absolute chaos here, as that was a tough break for a lot of heavy hitters, and Question is going to be, do they have a fast repair? It's safe to say most of them have already utilized it. We could see some drivers taking it behind the wall after this one.
And look at another view here. See the likes of Andrew Olszewski here. Looks like they really didn't see it coming. As that really just exploded. Like there was, it was 2 cars that turned into 10 in the split second there.
As they're giving the penalty to Mr. Bo Condon.
Yeah, just look at how quickly this entire wreck just fired off. I mean, Bo Condon getting in the wall there, and then, you know, off the corner here, they make a little bit of contact. It's 2 cars right there, and then 15 feet later, it's 10, 15 cars all involved, and I mean, just almost nowhere to go for those involved, and you see bumpers and bits and pieces of race car flying all over the track.
Absolutely, and there you see the chaos that ensues after all of that. A lot of good cars, as we do have 2 retirements, Greg Veal and Chase Albright. They have taken it behind the wall here tonight, as several drivers are 1 or more laps down, 24 cars on the lead lap.
And confirmation, your stage 1 winner did make it through that. Ryan Truex did just barely make it past that wreck, but both of our picks are still alive, Taylor, so you're not going to run away with this one just yet.
Not at the moment, no. Still plenty of time, though.
Hey, don't say that. That's not nice.
We'll see what happens here as the lights go out on the pace car. As it's going to be Sean Boundy leading them to the green flag, with Christopher Tate in second, Tristan Bruce, Durasic, Cherry, Leahy, Tyler Truex, Matt Holmes, Reed Folk, and Brandon Schumann, your top 10.
You know, I was going to ask you if you were going to stay with your pick, but right now, in retrospect, that seems like a dumb question, considering your pick is leading right now.
I was getting ready to say, that would be a very silly question. I don't know why you would be thinking such things.
Hey, I can ask questions.
That'd be true. As the field works their way over into the restart zone of turn 3 and 4. Let's see what happens here. Green flag is out, and we are back racing. A big bobble right there by Christopher Tate, as Tate misses the start right there completely, allowing everyone else to get jammed up right there. And on Bounty and Tristan Bruce, well, they just end up pulling away.
3 wide further back. That's between Reed Foley, the 5 machine, and I believe that is, can't quite catch who that was, but they were 3 wide there right in front of Ryan Truex there, and things are already starting to kick off here in the midfield.
Absolutely, as we watch on and see Ryan Truex trying to break back into the top 10 once again. He'll dive it through the dogleg to see if he can make a run for the front of the field as he gets to the inside of Reed Foley. 4 wide almost between him, Schumann, and Matt Holmes as they come out of turn 2.
Oh, 3 wide off of 2 there, but Reed Foley has to back out of it, gets in front of the 5 of Matt Holmes, and now he's going to have to defend from the 56 of Ryan Truex through the corner. Truex, though, gets to the inside of the 15 of Reed Foley, and now Truex going to take it all the way below the dog leg as he sets his sights on the 52 of Brandon Schumann into turn 1 and 2.
Absolutely, and is able to hold on for the time being as make the run through the middle of turn 3 and 4. Absolutely stellar drive here as they come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway.
Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Foley going to send it deep on the outside there, almost able to attack the 52 of Schumann there, and it's just, man, it's always a dogfight here at Phoenix. So difficult to pass here, yet so easy to make the dive bombs that set up these moves and these, you know, these 5-6 laps side by side battles as Schumann blocks the 15 of Foley there. I don't know if that was Schumann just getting in too deep or if he was genuinely trying to block the 15 of Foley, but it doesn't look like Reed Foley is too happy with the 52 of Schumann.
He certainly is not, as Schumann tries to hold the line right now against Reed Foley, but so far not going to work out as they make the run out of turn 2. And across the start-finish line they will go. Great battling here amongst the drivers as Truex is just trying to get out of there to move on ahead.
And Truex back up in the top 10 for the first time tonight, taking the real-life NASCAR line we see. Those guys always below the yellow line. It looks like he's trying to make that work. Doesn't work quite as well in iRacing, but, you know, never hurts to try.
Absolutely here as we go on and watch Christopher Tate trying to see if he can work his way back up as he sits in 3rd position. Matt Cherry moving up into the top 2 for the first time tonight.
Matt Cherry, the first time we've called his name tonight. Really haven't seen much of him since Daytona when he won his dual race and led a ton of laps before being involved in a huge wreck at Daytona, but he's back up front and he's wanting some time up front.
He's doing a stellar job right now at the moment as he holds on. He did get some stage points in stage 1. As we pick up Chase Leahy, who dives it down. He sits currently in the 8th spot.
3 wide through turn 1 and 2. That's Matt Holmes there. Chase Leahy is in there as well. That's with Reed Foley. And Ryan Truex finally gets clear of the 15 of Reed Foley after being side by side with him for the better part of the last 10 laps.
Gathers it back up as Truex tries to get around Schumann. Meanwhile, Sean Bounty is off and away to the races here as he'll put Olazewski and another driver a lap down.
Got a couple cars here that were damaged in that wreck. Oh, Ryan Truex almost getting into the 8 of Olazewski there in 1 and 2. Keeps it clean, though. Everyone just managing to get around that 8 of Olazewski. And, man, Andrew Olazewski is hurting right now in that 8 car, but Matt Cherry back up front, side by side for the lead here as Christopher Tate sits in the popcorn seat. He's going to take it all the way down, maybe try to make it 3 wide here into 1 and 2. Dives it to the inside of the 45 of Matt Cherry, but Cherry cuts him off, takes the air away, and it looks like Cherry's going to get clear of the 35 of Sean Bounty.
Textbook pass for the race lead as new race leader Matt Cherry and the RL Production Chevrolet will lead the charge here once again for the first time tonight as he tries to pull away from his competition.
Bounty looks like he's starting to fall off a little bit as now Christopher Tate goes on to on the attack here in that 30 machine as he's now to the inside of the 45 of Matt Cherry, and now these two racing for the lead here through turns 1 and 2. That outside line tends to prevail when you're racing for the lead. A little bit of contact between Tate and Cherry there, but they both keep it straight as Christopher Tate keeps his car going and keeps it to the inside of the 45 of Cherry. Sean Bounty may be thinking about sending it 3 wide here, but he thinks better it backs out. But Christopher Tate all the way down next to the pit road wall and almost takes out the pit cone with him.
Would have been a sad moment if he took out that pit cone, as we would have a casualty of cones tonight, as now Tate and Matt Cherry continue to do battle for the race lead. It's trouble for Burleson as he will stay down below the yellow line. Will he come back on pit road? Nope, he stays up and continues on racing, closing in on 50 laps left to go.
Coming up towards that centennial mark of this race as we see another long-winded side-by-side battle here between Matt Cherry and Christopher Tate. Tate's going to get clear of the 45 at Cherry. First time Christopher Tate has been leading, and unfortunately it has to be when he's wearing a Longhorns game. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. He is leading with the Longhorns right now as they make the run down to turn 3 and 4. Chippy, though, trying to see about sending it in. Not close enough to make anything work as they come off of turn number 4 across the line here. And he's starting to pull away by about 2 car lengths.
Don't look now, but here comes Ryan Truex. He's starting to look for the top 5 here as he's looking to the inside of the 21 of Tristan Bruce. It looks like he has a nose for the moment, but he does have the nose actually off of turn number 2. Bruce gets a little bit slower of a run, and now Ryan Truex looking to get back in the top 5 for the first time since the end of stage 2 where he finished 3rd. Coming up off of turn number 4 to start a new lap, lap 99 here. 56 of Ryan Truex sends it to the inside of the 21 of Bruce, and it looks like he's going to try to make a move on Jordan Durasic in the same corner. Gets to the inside of the 6, but the 6 gets that run off the corner, and that leaves Ryan Truex waiting once again, waiting for that move to formulate.
He is going to try his best here as Durasic will pull out for that 3rd spot. Truex, though, trying to find the opening he needs in order to make a run for the race lead here as he works his way 50 laps to go.
50 laps to go. Officially the centennial mark of this race. Lap 100 out of 150. Ryan Truex looking for any opportunity a little bit further back. We got Chase Leahy making some moves here further back in the top 10 as he just passed Brandon Schumann for the 9th spot. It's Brandon Schumann fighting back just a little bit. This is going to go ahead and concede the position, and now that allows the 0-2, I believe that was Brandon Slow there. Sorry, I was looking for his name. I couldn't quite catch it, but it was Brandon Slow that allowed he allowed to get side by side with him there.
Yeah, Slow has having a good run all night long, as Truex had the big issue off corner exit, having to get around the 8 of Olazewski and holding off Reed Foley as Bounty and Jurassic battle for the 3rd spot. Jurassic gets a good run. He'll send it down to the inside and try to slide job right in front of Bounty. Couldn't quite make it work as Bounty shows the nose on the outside as they try to hunt down Matt Cherry. Meanwhile, Christopher Tate, he now has one of the biggest leads of the night. About a second separates him from the top 2.
Yeah, Christopher Tate really starting to pull out. It looks like Matt Cherry may have burned his tires off as he's really fallen off here in the last few laps. He's now under attack from the 6 of Jordan Jurassic and the 35 of Sean Bounty in the same breath as Bounty to the inside of the 6 of Jurassic. Jurassic doing everything he can to hold off Sean Bounty from retaking that spot, and it looks like he's going to be successful for now as Bounty really slow off the corner. That's going to leave him vulnerable to the 56 of Ryan Truex through 3 and 4.
Absolutely, as they work their way across the front straightaway. Big issue. If one contact happens, they gather it back up. No caution, though, but this is a big getaway for Christopher Tate.
Oh, Cherry almost into the wall. So was Jurassic, but Jurassic's going to do the huge diamond there off of turn number 2, and it's going to result in a huge run for the 6 as he's going to get to the inside of the 45 and Matt Cherry through turns 3 and 4 here, and it looks like he'll have the move done by the finish line.
He gathers it back up, and he will complete the pass as Jurassic now see if he can pull away once again. It's a big slide right there. Here comes Truex and Bounty. Truex looks to the inside of Bounty to try to take that spot away.
First time Truex has been back up in the top 5 here in a while, as now he's going to take the position from the guy he battled for the majority of stage 1 in Sean Bounty, as these two are going to be fighting once again for the first time in about 100 laps.
Ooh, big push-up of the racetrack right there for Bounty as Truex trying to complete the pass on him, as we see Tristan Bruce watching on in the catbird spot.
Tristan Bruce got the popcorn seat there, as it looks like the 56 of Truex is going to complete the move on the 35 of Bounty. Now he sets to work on the 45 of Matt Cherry, who seems to be struggling a little bit for grip here, as Truex seemingly has the fresher tires out of the 2. It just doesn't look like Matt Cherry has that mid-corner grip that he had about 15 laps ago.
No, he certainly does not, and he is struggling to find any more grip for the moment as they make the run down the back straightaway, heading off towards the corner here as we see Matt Holmes and a few other drivers making some big runs.
Yeah, Matt Holmes he's trying to make some moves here tonight. Not a name we've really called on that much, as he's now got his sights set on the 19 of Matt Garrett further back on here. This is for the 13th spot, or excuse me, the 14th spot, as Matt Holmes gets a pretty decent run there off of 4. Doesn't look like it's going to result in a move on the 19 of Garrett, though.
No, it does not look like to be the case here as they work their way through. Holmes and Garrett battling strong as Ryan Truex finds his opening to get around Matt Cherry as they head down the back straightaway. Can Truex clear Cherry into 3? No. Cherry holds strong on the outside lane.
Yeah, but here comes Truex, though, with a good run on that inside line. Going to take it all the way below the apron, and looks like he should have this move completed through 1 and 2 here, as he's just been the most dominant car on the entry of 1 and 2. Not really anyone able to challenge him once he gets a dive bomb going through turns 1 and 2 there.
No, he is trying to hold on as best as he can as they work their way through the corner so far, but Truex will complete the pass on Matt Cherry and move him up to B3. Now he's got a lot of work to do. He's got 2.2 seconds to make up on your race leader, Christopher Tate.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, even making a pass, Truex was a 10th faster than both Jurassic and Tate there that last lap. So Truex, for sure, one of the fastest cars on the track in that 56 Toyota Supra, but He's still, you did say it right. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got just over 2 seconds that he needs to pull in on Christopher Tate to get his lead back that he held earlier.
Absolutely, as they work their way through, and Bounty trying to also follow suit, but he's in a little bit of a battle with Tristan Bruce, and that's preventing him from really trying to go up to the front of the field.
That last lap, Truex and Tate were tied on lap times there with a 28.48, or excuse me, a 4.18 there. So looks like times are really starting to settle down for everyone, and everyone's starting to settle into this long run here as these guys are encroaching on that 30 lap mark on these tires and just trying everything they can to keep the car straight and keep it going tonight.
Absolutely, but they're putting on a stellar drive right now as everyone's trying to just find their work their way through and find their spot. See if they can make some runs. How about some of the drivers running right up against that outside wall as Tristan Bruce gets a good run off turn 2 and completes the pass on Sean Bounty.
Tristan Bruce making that that outside line work there, and oh man, you want to talk about consistency? Look at Christopher Tate, the same lap time down to the 1,000th of a second. 3 laps in a row. Lap 110, 28.4, lap 11, 28.4. Oh, I didn't see lap 1. Matter of fact, he ran 2 laps, so we're the same in a row.
Absolutely. Here we see what plays out as Christopher Tate continues to pull away here, but Jordan Jurassic, though, coming in strong as we will go side by side. You're watching the Thunder Clap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated live from Phoenix on Grid Vision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the 2024 Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. As we saw some pit stop cycles happening, Reed Foley now coming down pit road. We saw on side-by-side Christopher Tate coming down pit road along with Tyler Truex. But it's Jordan Durasic who will lead the charge with, of course, Ryan Truex finally now coming down pit road. Of course, these drivers here are curious to see if they can make it to the end. 50 laps Jordan Durasic has been out there on the track. Can he make it to the finish? Of course, these drivers, we expect to see about 80 laps left on a fuel tank, but the tires start to give out as we say that Durasic comes down pit road and a
closed pits for Durasic. Caution would have been out well before he got to that pit commitment line. That's going to be an entering closed pits.
And it might have had something to do with Andrew Olazewski.
No, he was disconnected well before that caution.
Yes, indeed he was, along with Dominic Cahart. So we'll take a look to see what happened here. Several drivers were caught on pit road. Big
Ethan has a meatball flag, so that would probably be the first place to look.
Damian Neeson in the 24 machine. As Chase Leahy has a self-spin here. That might have been the reason why we are under caution here once again with 25 laps left to go in the race.
I'm surprised that Jordan Durasic didn't get a entering closed pits penalty there, because he entered the pits well after the caution had come out there. And it really wasn't even close either.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting scenario here. He definitely dodged a bullet, I have to say. The only thing I can think of, he did cross the commitment line when the caution came out.
I'm getting ready to look, because from what I saw at full speed, it didn't look like he was anywhere close to the commitment line.
As we take a look at the replay with Chase Leahy just spinning off corner exit of turn number 4 just before the start-finish line. But we are able to keep it back to racing once again.
I believe that is going to promote Ryan Truex to the lead, as he's got nothing but lap cars in front of him. So Truex timing that perfectly to get on pit road as the caution comes out, and he's going to come out with the lead.
I believe so.
He should cycle out here, I do believe.
Currently...
Yeah, he's the highest scored car that's not a lap down right now.
Well, I'm showing Tommy Allen as your race leader for the moment.
He did come... Oh, Ryan Truex coming down pit road again. Was he a lap down? He was a lap down. Okay, he was a lap down. Apologies on that. I didn't see the -1 lap right next to Ryan Truex's name.
All good. As Tommy Allen will be your new race leader thanks to his pit stop cycle. Brandon Slow, Matt Holmes, Matt Montgomery, and Jordan Durasic, your top 5 at the moment, as tonight's broadcast is once again brought to you by RL Productions. RL Productions is a video marketing agency specialized in digital advertising and event solutions. RL Productions offers custom brand strategies tailored to your organization, unique goals with in-house level attention to detail for digital and broadcast advertising. Their production professionals offer start-to-finish event services for your conference, convention, or events, from staging and lighting to live show productions and complete presentations. Visit rlproductioncrew.com to turn your company's goals into real-life productions.
Interestingly enough, I don't think anyone ahead of Jordan Durasic took tires under this last break. Could be wrong on that.
Looking through, no. Well, Tommy Allen Jr. hasn't pitted for over 40 laps. Brandon Slow had a 14.7 pit stop, so that's definitely taking tires for sure.
we get that graphic where it shows how many laps they have on the tires? That'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies we got going on here.
The lights are out on the pace car. Tommy Allen with 42 lap old tires. This is going to be a interesting situation here. I mean, we saw Tyler Truex been able to hold off with 40 lap old tires, but that was with multiple cautions. We have him now on a long green flag run, so this is going to be a little bit more difficult, I have to say, for your race leader when they take the green flag.
Yeah, 43 laps is no joke, especially here at Phoenix. Even though it is at night and track temps are in the high 70s, it is still really, really difficult to save tires for that long.
Interesting situation we have here with the field as the green flag is out, and there seems to be an issue behind with Reed Foley as there was a little bit of a...
Looks like they tried to wreck further back.
But they're able to keep on going here as they come out of turns 1 and 2 as Montgomery tries to hold on. As trouble for Matt Holmes. Can he save it?
Nope, he's not
Matt
saving
Holmes
that.
does not save it. And
another wreck. Oh, we got another track blocker going. Oh, Sean Bounty's involved.
Matt Cherry involved. Colgan, Tate, Schumann, McConey.
It's going to promote Noah Rainwater back onto the lead lap there. And remember, Noah Rainwater started 33rd tonight. He's up in 16th position right now. But this replay, this is... Oh, yeah, just Matt Holmes getting loose off the corner there, and this was all just a chain reaction behind him. Looks like Brandon Schumann got loose as well, and everyone else just struggling to avoid him. And, oh, man, nothing for Sean Bounty. Nothing he could have done there.
Looks like Gregory Sheps is also blowing an engine here. That's going to probably end his night, as Allen Jr. will come down pit road to service his vehicle.
Look off the nose of Schumann here. Yeah, he was getting loose already, so I think he would have wrecked no matter what, even if Matt Holmes was already spun there.
Take another look here with Shepsis regarding his situation. As you'll see them contact right there off turn 2. And then the chaos that ensues right here. And Shepsis just, boom, hard contact.
In other news, that leaves Brandon Slow as our leader here with Matthew Montgomery and Matt Hoyland up in the 3rd spot. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to come the better out of these 3, because really the only person we've seen in the top 5 tonight that's currently in the top 5 is Reed Foley. So we really have no idea what we're going to expect here, I don't think, as I mean, like I said, we really haven't seen anyone in the top 4 in the top 5 at all tonight.
Absolutely here, and that's what we're about to see as far as some new faces here, because Robert Walton now breaking into the top 5. Matt Hoyland, like you said, last week's winner, looking to see if he can maybe sneak off with another race win.
And the way things have been going, I would not be surprised to see another caution. And you know, it's gonna be interesting, especially if we have a restart like what we had that last restart, with things getting really crazy between Reed Foley, I believe it was, is what kicked off that initial craziness there at that restart.
Absolutely. So we'll see how this plays out. We're coming in at about under 20 laps to go. So we'll see how this plays out. We're going to have another lap before we go back green flag racing.
Trying to get things sorted out here, as there's a lot of cars that were not in the right position there, and You know, cars trying to get laps back, cars trying to get damage fixed. I mean, Sean Bounty, he's back out on track after taking his one fast repair for the night. And, you know, that's very unfortunate for the 35 of Bounty. That pretty much takes him out of contention tonight, as I believe he's still on the lead lap. Sean Bounty is. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
And Tommy Allen Jr. comes back down pit road once again. As we'll see how this plays out, as Miss Sharon Bruce giving a big shout out to Tristan Bruce, currently sitting inside the top 10. Definitely had one who's had a lot of good pace here tonight so far.
Yeah, I think Tristan Bruce can realistically be a dark horse for this race, because he's been up front before, but he hasn't led at all tonight. So, oh, what is Reed Foley doing?
Reed Foley is
just stopped in the middle of the track. Is it a full moon tonight?
So 15 will be getting a EOL for that penalty. As we are now about to go back at it once again. We'll see how this all plays out here as they work their way over into the restart zone. But Brandon Slow looking to lead them to the green flag for the first time here tonight. As we go back at it here. And a great jump by Brandon Slow as Hoyland and Montgomery battle for second. Matt Garrett and the 66 of Walton right there in the mix, as here comes Tyler Truex around the outside.
Tyler Truex, another name we really haven't called on that much tonight, as he was really only up front earlier in this race because of staying out on pit strategy. But he's up here with some fresh tires looking to do some damage as he's looking to the inside of, I believe that's 66 of Robert Walton there. Walton, though, sends it deep around the outside and gets side by side with a 19 of Matt Garrett. And things have realistically really kicked off for the top 5.
Really good run right now as they work their way through the middle of the corner. 3 wide action as they try to keep it clean and green for the closing stages. As we watch on side by side, into the outside wall goes Tristan Bruce. No, that was Montgomery who gathers the back up and continues on racing, holding third.
That was Durasic, the 30 of Christopher Tate, and Sean Bounty were all in the wall off of turn number 2 there. I believe there was 3 cars in a row that hit the wall, and oh man, Tyler Truex making all the moves, slicing and dicing through, trying to make any positions that he can in the last 15 laps of this race.
But continues on racing here as a couple of cars try to hold on for position as Truex, Cherry, and Tate make a run for the front of the field.
Durasic making his moves matter here as he's looking to the outside of the 9 car. I believe that is Matthew Montgomery in that 9 machine, as he's just kind of being a moving chicane here, that 9 car is.
Seems to be the case here as we watch on the action here as they work their way out of the corner. Here comes Montgomery with a big head of steam. Will make contact right there with Walton, but gathers it back up. No cut. Well, as I say that, the caution is out.
That is going to put an interesting dynamic here. Who pits, who stays out, and who benefits here.
That's the question we're going to have to ask, because I don't know who's going to benefit from this one.
You know, I got a sneaking suspicion, and I'm going to sound biased here. I think it's going to be Ryan Truex, because he's going to get his lap back here, get back on that lead lap, and I'm pretty sure he's got one more set of tires here. Just looking at the replay here. That's the 66. Oh, there was a big wreck further back on. I think that's what our caution was.
Tough break right here as we watch the action and get themselves ready to go once again. Tough break right there for the 23 also as we see him. And
oh man,
big hit by, was that Bo Condon?
Yeah, I think that was Bo Condon. know that was it. Bo Condon's been on pit road since lap 91.
Well,
oh, Tristan Bruce. Getting an eye full of the 23 there.
yeah, that was Bo Condon.
Oh, that was. Okay. Let's get an onboard of Tristan and Bruce because he got an eye full of the 23 of Ryan Zunk there.
Oh, it's just absolutely hard, heavy hit right there. And see how this all plays out now as Mr. Condon will come down pit road, but we are now under 10 laps left to go in the race.
Yeah, things are going to kick off here. This is go time, essentially. I mean, if you didn't think it was go time yet, it is for sure go time now, as, you know, this is pretty much the end of the race here. I mean, if we get one more quick caution, we may get a 2 or 3 lap shootout at the end of this thing, but after that, we're going into green white checker territory.
Well, hopefully that's not the case. We'll hopefully be able to bring it home and finish it out here in 8 to 7 laps. As we get ourselves ready to go, hopefully once again here, as they come across the line, will the lights come out on the pace car? Yes, it is. So let's get ourselves situated here. It's going to be, it looks like a 6-lap dash to the finish as they make their way over. It's going to be Brandon Slow and Matt Hoyle in your front row, followed by Jordan Jurassic and Matthew Montgomery in row 2. Tyler Truex, Christopher Tate will be in row 3 with Sean Bounty, Matt Cherry in row 4 with Matt Garrett and Robert Colgan rounding out your top 10. Going to be a 8-lap run to the finish here as they work their way through the middle of turn 2. Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down onto pit road as they make the long, slow crawl to the restart zone presented by TLC Incorporated.
Do you think they make it to the end here, Taylor?
I'm going to say 60-40.
60-40?
60-40. As our producer says a hard no, we're going to have at least one attempt at green white checker. And there's the green flag presented by Pine Gulf, and we're back at it as they come across the line. How about the jump that Brandon Slow got? He's going to try to make a charge to the front of the field and hold on as Montgomery and Hoyland and Tyler Truex battle 3 wide for second with Bounty right there in the mix as they come out of turn number 2.
Tyler Truex tried 3 wide there. Didn't really work. Got a couple cars sideways. Matt Garrett somehow manages to save that car. Somehow kept that straight. I'm not too sure how he managed to do it, but Matt Hoyland now, solo P2. Truex hits the apron there off of turn number 4. 4 wide further back. This is for 4th position right here as Sean Bounty and Christopher Tate going to come out the beneficiaries of that.
Here they come through the middle of the corner right now as Montgomery and Tate try to hold on for their positions as Bounty makes a run for Tate.
Big wreck, Tristan Bruce, Matt Garrett's involved.
Big wreck at the back straightaway. Doesn't collect as many drivers as Todd Lee or Brendan Schumann make hard contact with Garrett to the back end of his machine as Tristan Bruce laps it around and gets back going.
Rough there for the 21 of Tristan Bruce. Nothing he could have done there, I don't think, as we get a look at the replay here. Got just 3 wide further up. Rainwater and Garrett make, just nowhere for Tristan Bruce to go. I mean, if he checks up, he's getting run over. If he keeps his foot in it, he's getting sent into the wall. And I mean, just nothing the 21 of Tristan Bruce could have done there.
Absolutely a tough break right there as he will try to gather it back up. But unfortunately, we're going to re-rack him and restack him and go at it once again.
Well, your 60-40 ended up being about 99-1 there.
Pretty much. So with that, the field will work their way through. As they'll
And
try
just
to
a
get the-
rough break there for Tristan Bruce. Had such a good car tonight and just wasn't able to avoid all the chaos.
Absolutely here, and we'll see how this all plays out as it's now going to be under 5 laps to go. This will probably be one attempt of a green-white checkered to get things going.
Now let me ask the question again. Do
Go
they
ahead.
make it this time?
Yes. As our producer is saying yes, so I'm going to go with yes.
Well, you know what? Just to be different, I'm gonna say no. Man, things just
Always gotta-
just get way too crazy on these restarts. I don't think.
Well, we all agree Nick was our special one in the crew.
This looking like it's gonna set up to be a 3-lap shootout to the finish here.
Going to be the case here as they make their run up to the front of the field. See how this all plays out for our competitors as they get themselves lined up. There you see the cactus light pole. Unique addition here to Phoenix Raceway, I have to say.
Nah, they stole it from Texas Motor Speedway. Texas Motor Speedway had the light up lights for cautions way before anyone else even thought about it.
Yeah. Apparently, racetracks steal plenty of ideas from Canadian sporting teams, apparently, from what our producer said. As the field works their way around the circuit.
Darby tried to tell us that Texas Motor Speedway stole the light poles from Vancouver, even though Texas Motor Speedway has had those light up lights since like 2008, 2009. Darby, I would know this. I've been to Texas Motor Speedway more times than I can count on my fingers and toes. They've had them since about 2007.
But and as they enter into the restart zone, we're about to go back at it once again. So far, it's going to be Brandon Slow. Can he continue his run here with our first attempt of green-white checkered? As they enter the stone, green flag is out, presented by Pine Golf, and we're back at it. Slow doesn't get a great jump because here comes Matt Hoyland with a big head of steam with Christopher Tate right there in the mix.
Oh,
he
there
makes
it is.
Contact with Montgomery. Hard into the inside wall. We're going to keep it green so far. Yes, we will. No caution as they make the run towards turn 2.
Somehow managing to keep that straight 3 wide further back. That's Ryan Truex on the bottom. He's got Noah Rainwater and Reed Foley. They're going to keep that going further back, but up front, it's the Brandon Slow show as he's taking the field to town right now. Not really anyone able to keep up with them as they are on the white flag here.
As they are, Brandon Slow tries to hold on. The white flag presented by RL Productions as they head down the back straightaway. Brandon Slow looking to steal one here tonight after the dominant runs of Truex's and Bounty out of turn number 4. Brandon Slow will capture the flag here at Phoenix. How about that? Absolutely a great run, I have to say, for Brandon Slow as he picks up his first win of the season.
Tell you what, got a bad joke coming here. Brandon Slow was not slow tonight.
And you say I make the bad puns from last week.
I got to counter your bad puns with semi-decent ones.
That was not a decent one right there, but Brandon Slow will burn it down here at Phoenix. And how about that run as he tries to burn it down, but gathers it back up and recovers for the nice little burnout here at Phoenix. Well, with that, while he burns it down, we'll take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 and give you your full field rundown. You are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated live on Grid Vision. Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC. Let's give you your full field rundown. It was Brandon Slow who takes home the win here tonight, followed by Christopher Tate, Jordan Jurassic, Matt Hoyland in 4th position with Sean Boundy rounding out your top 5. I still get the highest finisher out of the others, so Tyler Truex will come home 6th with Matt Cherry 7th. Brian Truex in 8th with Tristan Bruce in 9th. Noah Rainwater rounds out your top 10. Matt Holmes and Reed Foley in 11th and 12th with Robert Colgan, Tommy Allen Jr., Nicholas Tomlinson, Matt Garrett, Matthew Montgomery, Chase Leahy, Bobby Gray, and Justin Clapper rounding out your top 20.
Finishing in 21st tonight, it's going to be Todd Lee with Robert Walton in 22nd. 23rd, Brandon Schumann. 24th, Joshua Garner. 25th, Anthony Burleson with Brian Zook in 26th. Greg McConey, 27th. Gregory Shepsis in 28th. Andrew Olazewski in 29th. Bo Condon, 30th. Dominic Cahart in 31st. Greg Veal in 32nd. 33rd, Chase Albright. And 34th, Damian Neeson.
And with that, we'll give you a chance to hear from our winners here tonight. And we'll start off with, of course, our 3rd place finisher, driver of that number 6, Mr. Jordan Jurassic joins us. Jordan, a great run for you tonight to recover and come home in P3 after starting on the pole. Walk us through tonight of your thoughts of how your race went.
Yeah, we lost a lot of track position in the beginning of runs because we thought we needed to save some tire for the race, which it did help us, but we just had so many cautions for short runs and stuff, so we had to kind of adapt on the spot. And I knew shifting was an option, but I didn't think it would be a factor at all, because I thought as tire wear would have went down and our 4th gear would have just kept fine. But we adapted about halfway through the race because we kept hearing everybody else shift to 3rd and 3 and 4, and yeah, we were in the lead and we were entering pits as that one caution happened on that one long run at stage 3, and that was just heartbreaking, just because I was already past the wall and I had no option to go out, so I just had to accept to go in the pits and get that black flag. But luckily we recovered to a P3 finish in our JWD Designs Chevy Camaro.
Well, we got a lot of racing still left to go this season, Jordan. I mean, do you feel like we can see you back in victory lane later this season?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping I would see you on victory lane tonight, but hopefully you see me a couple more times. I'm pretty good at a couple more tracks, but main goal is to just get these consistent top 5 finishes for our standings. We didn't have the day we wanted on our stage points, but we got home with a good top 3, and I'm proud for our team for that.
That is Jordan Jurassic coming home in 3rd position. We're going to talk to a driver who is almost hooked him. We got the win here tonight. That is Christopher Tate, and he is with Nick Stein.
Unfortunately, I got to speak to the Longhorn. Kidding? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Christopher Tate, how are you, man? Good race tonight. I mean, you led a few laps tonight, but unfortunately you weren't able to come home with it. Talk us through that race from your perspective.
Everything was great until that caution came out. I was feeling pretty good, short pitting like that to try and gain a lead, and then, the caution came out, really all hell broke loose, so I wanted to come I'm pretty lucky to be up here. This race was beyond frustrating, not gonna lie. Just with how tough it was to come through the traffic and everything. But good race by Brandon. Everyone else up front, it was fun racing. Just glad to come home with a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say we saw you leading, and then that caution came out. Do you think if you would have pitted any later that it would have helped you, or do you think that would have hurt you in the long run?
I think as long as I hit before the guys that were behind me, I think I could have gained enough advantage to where it really wouldn't play that big of a difference, or where, like, I worded it wrong, but I feel like if I would have at least had some last between myself and the guys behind me, I could have, built the lead enough to where they wouldn't have enough time to close it down. So that was kind of my thought process on that. I kind of wish I would have stayed out another couple of laps, but I feel like I'm the one that kicked off the whole green flag cycle. So, yeah, it's just kind of, I guess, choose your fate, So, I don't know. It didn't work out, but it did. So here we are.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was one of those pick your poison type of things. You pit and the caution comes out, you get screwed over. You stay out and the caution doesn't come out, and you're hurting for tires later in that race. So, bit of a rough deck of cards you had here tonight. But who got it done for you tonight? Who gets it done for you?
I was gonna think T-Top Manufacturing. Usually always have on the cards. I didn't do it tonight. Then for always helping me out, the Smoke Pit, 1-3 Speed. You guys for broadcast. Everyone puts on Nintendo League doesn't put it on. Yeah, just looking forward to the next one. I'm glad to finally, get some decent points, and hopefully we can carry this momentum into next week.
Well, congratulations on the P2 tonight, History. Hope to see you next week.
Appreciate it.
And with that, we are joined by our race winner, Brandon Slow. Brandon, I mean, you were in amongst the mix there, but you definitely, I have to say, this one was steal one away from the competitors here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt really good. Talked to my spotter. We had a good pitch strategy at the end to stay out. And doing this track during that official week, I felt really good. I've known that I've been really good, especially with Noah Rainwater. That guy's helped me a lot. So big shout out to Noah. So I'm just really happy for this one.
Walk us through the excitement. This is, if I'm correct, of course this is your first win of the season. Is this your first career win, or is this a win that's been releasing a drought that you've had for a while? Brandon, do you copy?
And yeah, so this is my first win back from the 6 months off.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing what you can do for the rest of the season. Congratulations on your win, Brandon. Anyone you'd like to say thank you to?
First, y'all, Grid Vision for putting on this amazing broadcast. Also, Regiment Gaming for all the servicemen and women out there serving, and G Fuel and USSSA.
Well, that is Brandon Slow, your race winner here tonight at Phoenix. And Nick, I'm going to come to you for final thoughts as we begin to dim the lights down here at Phoenix.
Yeah, that was a very, very fun race to watch. We had the green flag runs, we had the huge wrecks. We don't see this type of racing at Phoenix in real life, unfortunately, which is kind of depressing. But tonight was still a really, really good race, and had a bit of an upset winner tonight. Taylor, I don't think you and I saw Brandon Slow winning this race tonight, so that kind of a night of unexpecteds, really.
It certainly was. It was really one that was exciting. A lot of things to look forward to, but we still have a lot of racing action still to go here this week on Grid Vision. Of course, for those of you tuning back in Thursday night, we have, of course, the Route 66 Sim Racing Championship at Daytona, utilizing the Formula 3 cars. And then we're back here Friday night for the Ryko Performance Friday Night Top Split live from Richmond Raceway. Well, with that, it is time that we say goodnight for all of our members at Grid Vision. And of course, for my amazing commentator right here next to me, Nick Stein, our producer, Austin Derbyshire, and of course, the amazing camera works by Whiplash Cams and Andrew Cardinal IV. I'm Taylor Burris. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you on the grid.